Alright, before you get into the video, like and subscribe. You don't want to miss any of this content. Trust me, so many educational contents will be coming up for the year. We're making videos on GJ and AUD all year round, okay? Every week, analysis coming out every week, projections. You'll see the ones we took our losses, you'll see the way we took our wins, okay? And yeah, hopefully somebody can learn from that. Alright, like and subscribe. Do that now. Hello, people. We're back again. Firstly, we're going to start with, as always, this is not a financial advice. This is just how Collins view peeps, okay? These are all based on my own knowledge, how I see the forex markets. So never make any decision or place a trade based on my own analysis. Do your own work and do your own research. I'm just here for people who would like to get to have more insight about the market, okay? Not teach, not help them place trades. Good. So if we're done with that, I believe before you're even watching this video, you know trading carries a very high amount of risk and you could lose all your capital. Funny enough, all your capital, you could lose all your capital. So yeah, and okay, we're gonna start with the recap for week 5. Okay, we're about to get into week 6, so we're gonna start with the recap for week 5. Yeah, where do we go to now? Let's go down to lower time frame. Okay, this was where the week started. Okay, let's see, Monday, Friday, Sunday. Okay, this was where the week started. Okay, the week started here, and if you see, this was a higher low, higher high, higher low, break of structure. Okay, this was a break of structure. Let's go down to the 1 hour. Let's see if it's clear there, because I remember we talked about it. Okay, yeah, this was a break of structure, creating a new lower load. So though the price reacted from a demand here, so we actually waited to see what would happen. Then for the beginning of the week, the price, I remember analyzing sales playing out from here. So the price took that out, getting a little bit higher than the sales played out. Then how did I get into the sales? Looking at this was the previous low. Okay, this was the low that created this high. Okay, this was the low that created this high, and then the price broke this low. Then going down to the 5 minutes, because that's where our entry is based off of. Okay, going down to the 5 minutes. Okay, yeah, I don't think I placed a trade. Okay, this was for the for Monday. For Monday, yeah. Okay, yeah, this is it. The trade is actually on my YouTube. So the price got to a demand, a 5 minutes demand, then what broke the 5 minute structure to the upside, but then never reacting from the 5 minutes candle. If I go down to the 5 minutes, okay, this was the 5 minutes candle, but there was a 1 minute candle inside where the market never reacted from, so I never took this trade. Then it got to my supply, okay, because this was the high. This was the high that created a new low, and then market getting there. What do we see? Looking at the 5 minute structure now, high, low, high, low, high, break of structure. So the market got back to the 5 minutes candle. This was the 5 minutes buy before the sell, if you're familiar with smart money. Okay, then the market got into the other block, and well, the sales played out. They're giving us a 1 to what? Topping a 1 to 14. Okay, it got to a 1 to 14. Yeah, the trade got to a 1 to 14, but yeah, that was how I got the sales when you're using the 5 minutes. And as you can see, this created a new low. The market got here, the sales continued. Okay, I never got into the market again because I was okay with my position here, and since this low was still part of this structure, I decided to play safe and let the market play out, okay, without getting too emotionally involved. So yeah, we got to 1 to 18, and then the buys for the week played out. As you can see, what is our entry criteria? 5 minutes. Looking at this 5 minutes now, when this happened, I actually set my entry using this imbalance. I set my entry using this imbalance, though I was waiting for the market to react for this. If it had reacted and I seen a buy, I would have been part of the trade, okay, but then the market never got to these zones, never even touched the 5 minutes buy candle. Then the buys played out exponentially with, let's say, if I had used the 5 minutes candle, let's see how many risks reward. This was for the imbalance. This would have given me 1 to 33, but if I had used this from 5 minutes. This would have been a 1 to 18, but still it never triggered the 5 minutes. Okay, so now I know it's just one of those days when you get to miss a trade. Yeah, and I took a sell position here after getting to my supply. As you can see, this was the zone where we took our sales. The market got there, breaking the 5 minute structure again. What do you think we did? I set my entry using the imbalance this time as well. I missed the entry. The market never triggered it. Then I slept off, waking up, the news was out, and I'm also out. Okay, the market never reacted from the imbalance left. Yeah, as you can see, never reacted from the imbalance left. Got really close, but shit, never happened. Okay, so this is also a missed trade. I was thinking it was going to just take all this as liquidity, get it to the other block and continue selling, but then the news came out and all this happened, the buys. So that was the only loss for AUDUSD we took for the week. Yeah, we took this loss for the week here, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Okay, yeah, and now let's go back to our expectation, our projections for week 6. Now what I would like always, we go back to the higher time frame. Okay, now from these sales, the sales played out, then created a new high, reacting from a demand, creating a new high. And now those highs, what the way the week ended, this was the last day, this was Friday. As you can see, there was a big impulsive move down, creating a new lower low, creating actually the first lower low. Okay, because this was a higher high, higher low, higher high, creating the first higher low. And what do we expect to see now? Sales play out from this supply. This is the daily supply now. Okay, this was where the imbalance ended, remember, but for smart money we use the full order block. Okay, yeah, for safe. And now looking at this from the daily perspective, this was the low that created a new high. Looking at the internal structure, this was the low that created a new high. Okay, this was a high, higher high, this low, internal structure created a new high. The market got there was some reaction, but still never created a high or created a new higher high. So what do we see? Rather, it created a new lower low. So now this is more like a supply to demand situation. There's a flip. This is a flip zone. Okay, this is a flip zone, like a support to a resistance. Okay, this is a flip zone. This is supposed to be a support now, and it's now a resistance zone. And for smart money, this is now a supply zone. Okay, so I'll mark this out as our 4-hour supply. 4-hour supply. This now is our 4-hour supply. Yeah, I think I'll need to change the color of this. I don't like this for daily settings. I'll do that later, but yeah, right now this is our 4-hour supply. The market's what's currently in our 4-hour demand as well. Okay, the market ended in our 4-hour demand as well, but if you're looking closely, this actually happened here as well. Created a higher high, higher low, higher high, break of structure, reacting from extreme demand here and creating a new higher high. So there's a tendency the market can also react from these lows, creating a new higher high. And it might not also create a new, it might just react from these lows, get into these zones for the sales to play out. Okay, so what we expect to see now for the week is something like this, or something like this play out. Okay, we expect to see something like this play out or something like this play out. Okay, that is, the market is either going to be bullish from these zones or it's going to sell from these zones. Okay, yeah, this is now from the 4-hour perspective. We're going down to the 1 hour. Okay, looking at the 1 hour now. Yeah, see, it's not even showing any signs of a buy about to happen. Okay, this was the low that started the impulsive movement to the upside. So I believe we are dealing with the probability game. So what do you think is going to happen? These lows are to be taken out as part of the liquidity grab, and I believe almost all these lows are going to be taken out as part of the liquidity grab. But then what are we focused on right now? We're focused on the sales that are playing out for the daily time frame perspective, okay? Because this is a higher time frame. And from the sales already playing out, this was the highs that created new lower lows. Okay, this was the low, the highs that created a new lower lows. So now let's mark out our 15 minutes in our 4 hour. Okay. This is a 15-minute supply. We're going to have to mark the extreme 15 minutes as well. Let me show this our 15-minute supply. Okay, I believe I already have this marked out. We're going to have to mark the extreme 15 minutes as well. Okay. Oh shit. Yeah, okay. Good. This is the 15-minute supply now from the internal time frame, from the internal structure, as you can see. Now let's go down to the 5 minutes, because if you have been working with me, you know, yeah, we always analyze 5 minutes as well. We go that deep. Okay, this was the low, and now if we're looking at the 5 minutes, what do we see? Looking at the breaker, this is the lower time frame breaker. Okay, let's just mark this out as a breaker, higher time frame breaker. That's the higher time frame breaker. What do we see here? A 5 minutes order block that is aligned with this breaker. Okay, the breaker for the highs that created any lower low. If we mark this out, the lower time frame breaker. You see, looking at the lower time frame breaker now, you see this order block aligns with the lower time frame breaker. So I would love to mark it out, okay? And yeah, because this now will be this will be a 5 minutes entry. Okay, if you see the market there, breaks the 5 minute structure, trust me, I'm whipping the trade. Alright, I'm whipping the trade. I don't joke with my analysis anymore. And this is just due to experience that I've had with the market, you know, constant practice, constantly failing, constantly losing. Yeah, I had losses in the market for the previous week, but in all I ended in profits. Okay, so that's what really matters. The losses are normal, but your composure and your consistency to do the right thing, to obey your rules, are more important. All right, okay. Now, yeah, there's a possibility sales could play out from here. I'm looking at the 5 minutes. It's like an extreme. Yeah, the imbalance ended. That's like an extreme. But remember, we don't take any of this trade until we see a 5 minutes break of structure. Regardless of whatever is going to happen, if it's going to be a loss, we are there to take the trade first to see if it's going to be a loss. Okay, entry. So these are our 5 minute zones I expect to see the market get to for the week. So there's a possibility now you could see a buys up to these zones. Okay, could see something like this for the week. Alright, so and this is now going to be looking like what? A head and shoulder pattern. If I take this up higher, it's going to be looking like a head and shoulder pattern, shoulder, head, shoulder again, and dropping. Okay, funny how I don't feel safe leading leaves. I think, yeah, let me clean up the charts. These are from weeks back. section of the chart itself. Next back, no longer relevant. No, that is relevant. Okay, yeah, it's just happening. No longer relevant. No longer relevant. Okay, now, yeah, good. Okay, good. We expect to see the sales play out where from these zones, and there is a high probability. They're not really so high. I believe these are the higher probability zones for me, but there's still a tendency of the market getting to these supply zones, playing out from here. I already have this marked out from the 15 minutes. Okay, so it's more like this. Pardon me. Yeah, so there's a tendency the market could actually get, the price could actually get to these levels. There's a tendency the price could actually get to this level before playing out, but you know, patience is a virtue. You just have to be patient, wait and see the market gets here. Or if you're that which you know you trail, or you know you're okay with the 15 minutes time frame, and more of the 4 hour 1 hour time frame. Okay, so now if I go down to 1 hour, you see this is where I should be looking at, this is where I should be looking at sales from for the week, and probably this takes this low, then I should be looking at buys. If this creates a new low here, I should be looking at buys, retracement buys all the way to higher time frame zones. Okay, yeah, for the week we're looking at sales. I'm more positive that sales are going to play out for the week, or we're going to have some retracement buys at the beginning of the week for the sales to play out. Okay, yeah, and that should be all for AUD USD. Okay, yeah, as always, do well to like and subscribe. Collins View peeps.